Hello. I felt compelled to stop and do this video because if you notice behind that transformer, you see these arcing lines. Today is September the 9th, 2016, and the activity this morning, I'm in southeast Michigan near Detroit, and this activity is like super accelerated to the point where it's almost got the entire sky darkened. And I'm doing this a little bit differently than what I would normally do. But if you look in behind these puffy white clouds, you'll notice the wispiness of these clouds, and you'll see these trails and the chemtrails that they're spraying are just absolutely dominating the atmosphere. But mainly I wanted to get the arcing lines. So they're actually directionally moving their trails. So I mean, when you see this, it's absolutely dominating everything. And so anyhow, I just wanted to sort of let everybody know that this is happening to us and in front of us. Myself personally, I'm beginning to believe that Project Bluebeam is something that is absolutely on the horizon. But something else that I'm getting like a very strong gut feeling about is the potential for these trails and this activity and this acceleration of the activity to be possibly, I've been doing some further research, and I'm getting this distinct gut feeling that this could possibly be some sort of terraforming. I know it sounds crazy, it sounds nuts, and I didn't really even consider it to begin with. However, the more research that I'm doing into it and the more I'm looking into it, I'm beginning to lean towards believing that, we have been contacted, and the hypothesis put forth by some of the more well-known researchers about the reptilians and the Anunnaki being a form of those reptilians. I'm really beginning to cotton to that idea, just simply from all of the misdirection, all of the misinformation that's put out about it. The idea that a reptilian race of beings came to this planet eons ago and manipulated DNA to produce the beings that we are now. I used to think that it was just absolutely so far-fetched that it was just science fiction. However, the more research I do on it and the more I look into it, which now comprises, a couple of years, I'm becoming more and more convinced, and the idea or the feeling that I'm getting is that they're actually terraforming our planet for a mass return of these reptilians in conjunction with Project Bluebeam. And the feeling is becoming quite strong. And I'm thinking that the chemtrail debate, whether it's there or not, the stratospheric aerosol injections, the geoengineering, the climate change, I'm beginning to think that it's all a veil to keep people sort of debating the validity as well as the pros and the cons to the geoengineering side of it, while using all of that as really as a cover for the terraforming. 2016 was the hottest year on record. Every month since 2015, October 2015, every month has seen record average high temperatures since they started keeping records 135 years ago. So, you know, it's obvious that the planet is being warmed for a reason. And, you know, they're talking about the global climate change as something that is happening from our actions, when in reality the global climate change is from this geoengineering. And, you know, they're you know, I know it's funny that I make these videos about chemtrails, but yet I'm smoking. But my point is that the chemtrails are, you know, poisons that we have no choice to ingest. My children have no choice to ingest. You know, smoking I started years ago before I realized, you know, what was happening, and, you know, the attempts are made to stop, but there again, it's another, you know, addictive poison. However, it's a poison that I'm choosing versus a poison that I have absolutely no control over, you know, similar to the GMOs or the fluoride. And we have no control over these, you know, actions that are being taken to terraform our planet. And I'm really beginning to believe that these actions are strictly to terraform the planet in order to prepare for a return. So I'm going to turn the phone around so you can get a little bit better picture of some of the disbursement over just the few minutes that I've been talking. So appreciate your time and thank you. There we go. So there's some of the same trails that you see at the beginning part of the video, and then, you know, we move around to look at some of these other trails and just how they've dispersed. And, you know, I've found that the disbursement can go for over 4,000 kilometers. So, you know, I mean, these are really prime examples. I just noticed I have a few more minutes, so I'll keep babbling. One of the conspiracy researchers, the one who really put forward, well, at least who really brought the reptilian theory to the forefront, David Icke, he's done some interviews with folks who have interacted with the British royal family, who swear under oath that, you know, they've witnessed these blood rituals and these blood sacrifices, which is really interesting to think about. You know, they're shape-shifting reptilians. And, you know, something else that I've considered is that Zecharia Sitchin, who wrote the Lost Book of Enki, and who was the foremost translator of the cuneiform writings of Sumeria, you know, some of the witnesses that David Icke has spoken to believe that Zecharia Sitchin was one of the shapeshifters. And it got me to thinking, you know, what better way to sort of do sort of a disinformation campaign than to have one of the main players put together a complete disinformation agenda. You know, Zecharia Sitchin, and reading his book, The Lost Book of Enki, that's really what, you know, led me down the ideological path that we are genetically manipulated beings. And so then I got to thinking, after watching some of these interviews with David Icke, that, you know, the very real possibility is that Sitchin, as a shapeshifter, put together the books and the translations of, you know, actual history that they went through and modified it just enough to catch the attention and sort of make the Anunnaki appear to be, you know, a benign, benevolent group. And so that's another path that I'll be researching to try to discover, you know, any of the truths I can glean from that. However, I just wanted to put this one out today. I haven't done a video in a couple of weeks, I think, but I just felt compelled to do it with seeing all of the activity in the sky today. So again, I'll do the turnaround one more time. I thank you for your time, and I hope this helps. You can see the disbursement and how it's traveling and becoming more of a well, just more of a mass versus the linear. But you know, research Project Bluebeam, Terraforming, and the reptilian agenda. And I believe that, or I'm beginning to believe, I should say, that that is the true underlying direction that we're in, is that we have these entities that are terraforming our planet, preparing for their return. So again, I thank you for your time, and I hope this helps.